Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Hello, yes, very nicely.
Sorry about
Hello,
joining late,
hello.
although I was joining a test. I joined a test meeting instead of this meeting. Really, apologies for that.
No worries at all. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good morning. We'll wait for a minute, maybe. I'll just check if everyone has joined already, and then we can start, if everyone is okay with that.
Yes, of course.
Mm. Okay, we are waiting for one more person, I guess.
Hi
and
there,
then-
guys.
So,
I'm trying to change my name because my father's name is on there, so I don't know how to do that accurately. If anyone can help me out with this.
maybe you can drop the meeting, and when you're joining, you can write your name as a full name, maybe. I don't know.
It I don't have the option when I try joining.
So,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I don't really have
You
that
can do
option,
it by
so I'm
yourself
trying my
by,
best.
yeah, you
Oh,
can
wait,
change
hold
it.
up. I
Actually, it's
found it.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. There we go. Okay, now it should be better.
we are only missing one person, two people.
Is this the first session or the second session?
Actually, it was supposed to be second session, but because of the time conflicts that I made, sorry about that. We have to start this as a first panel because this is at 2 to 3 CET.
Oh. It's weird because 3 CT means 4 p.m. in Cyprus time, so I joined by accident just to test everything out and everything works. So that's good, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, we have Kamlesh here, and I'm waiting for Nasir. If he doesn't join, then I guess we have to start already.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Kamalesh. We still have problems with Roxana. She has
Okay.
technical problems, so she left, and maybe now she will manage to join.
Yeah.
Sure. Happy to see you all.
Happy to see you as well.
Same. It is so nice. You didn't get gray hair. In space sector, this is very common.
It's nice to see some familiar faces, actually. Yeah. I see Boris is doing something from the back
Yeah,
end.
he's joined from VR, I guess.
I think so. Quite interesting.
Quite interesting.
Greetings from Mars.
Wow.
Greetings.
Wow, greetings, Boris. Okay, we see Roxana. We see her camera. Roxana, can you unmute and say a few words so we can see if everything is all right?
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you.
We hear your beautiful voice. Welcome again.
Fantastic, fantastic. So nice to see you. Okay.
Okay. There is one person who is missing, Nasir, but I guess we can start if that's okay. So first and foremost, thank you all, everyone, for joining this conference panel with us. We are very glad that you all made it on time, in spite of all the busy schedule that you all have, I'm sure. We are very happy to have you here. So first and foremost, I would like to ask Agatha to say a few words and also kickstart this panel session. Agatha, over to you.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you for moderating this panel. Yes, of course, we are very happy to be together today to talk a bit about a very interesting topic, I believe, from simulation to innovation. So how analog missions can support development of human spaceflight, not only research, but also some applications that can be truly used in the future, in future missions to space, to the moon, to Mars, but also to the orbit. So welcome everybody. I think that we will start with a brief presentation of each other. I will very briefly start from myself. I work as an assistant professor at Faculty of Space Technologies, AGH University of Kraków, where I am honored to teach bioastronautics. I'm honored to contribute into building new cadre of people working particularly in this topic. And besides, of course, I still continue my hobby, which is not only my project, but project of my partner, Matt Harasimchuk. Together, we have a habitat where we are inviting all people to join us and to train to be better version of ourselves, to develop new manuscripts and test new prototypes of devices.
Thank you so much, Agatha. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Priyanka Pabishetty. I'm a moderator for this panel session today. Besides what I'm doing right now, I'm a full stack software developer, a senior software developer working in a bank. But my dreams have always been to become an astronaut, and I love everything about space and space industry. So right now, finally, I'm getting started with getting myself into it. And I started with my analog astronaut training, and now here I am together with Agatha as a part of organizing committee, organizing this conference, and also organizing as a moderator this panel session. I'm really glad to meet you all here, and I'm really excited to see how this panel moves forward, to hear all your good points and views on certain topics. So thank you so much for having me as a moderator. First and foremost, I will start with giving some guidelines. Those are very important because we all are very intelligent people, and we tend to talk a lot when it comes to things that we really like. So for today's panel guidelines, I would like to say a few words. First and foremost, I know it's a panel, but I would like to have it as a friendly discussion, so we don't get uncomfortable with each other. We have a stage for ourselves, and also we present our perspective on the topics or questions that we really want to talk for. To do that, you can use a React button where you can raise your hands, and then as a moderator, we will give you a time to speak for the questions. Second, I already see that the cameras are on, so that's a good part. Third thing is that this panel is being recorded. I don't know what this recording can be used for. That will be done by Agatha, but we are having this recording. So I hope everyone is fine with it, that we are recording you on this panel. And fourth would be, the final would be just unmute yourself when you're talking and mute yourself when you're not, so that everyone is comfortable enough to give their points. That's it from my end. So I would like to start with maybe Roxana. I don't want to misspell your name, so it would be better that everyone starts introducing themselves. And yeah, stage is yours, Roxana.
Thank you very much for your kind words, Priyanka, and thank you for having me. So my name is Roxana Perrier. I'm a space science and physics teacher at IPSA, engineering school, aerospace and engineering school in France. I'm also an analog astronaut. I have the honor to be an analog astronaut thanks to the collaboration with AATC for 5 years already. 5 years passed by very quickly. What else? I'm doing a lot of things in my life, but mostly I'm mostly passionate about space and hoping one day a part of me at least will arrive there, up there in space. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the panel, and you surely will, for sure. Uh, yes, I would like to ask Celia to introduce yourself then.
Hi, thank you very much for the invitation. As a psychologist, I'm psychologist, clinical psychologist, psychotherapist, space psychologist, aviation psychologist, all about brain and mind. And I'm very honored also as well to be here. And for me, it's a very interesting panel about no simulation and innovation and what happens with our brain and how it's going to be in space in our personal way. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the panel, Celia. I would like to ask Boris to introduce himself from Mars.
Greetings from ExoTesla. I am a cyber physical system. I greet you from an immersive environment, from a virtual habitat on Mars. My name is Boris. I develop simulations. I also represent a company, Veganout, who works with space agriculture and space biotechnology. Thank you for your support and your invitation to this panel.
Welcome to the panel, Boris. It's really interesting. I was already amazed by your presentation in the conference lecture. So yeah, welcome to the panel. I would like to ask Girinath to introduce himself.
Hey, thank you so much for having me at first. My name is Girinath Anandan. I'm an analog astronaut who got trained with Agatha as well before 3 years in AATC. I'm a mechatronics engineer and also a 3D designer. I'm a CEO of Cosmobus. Cosmobus is a social media platform where entrepreneurs and VCs can connect each other, which is quite really important for the current space environment. And that's all I do. And yep, we can go on with the panel and see how it goes,
Welcome to the panel, Girinath.
Thank you.
I would like to ask Kamalesh to introduce yourself.
Hi to one and all present here. I'm Kamalesh Mohan. I'm from India, and I'm a computer science engineer, and I'm a lead data scientist. And currently, I'm an analog astronaut as well. And also, I'm a citizen scientist of NASA. I found 7 asteroids for NASA, and I won Indian Book of Records for it. And I'm very passionate to become an astronaut. So, waiting to reach moon one day. Thank you.
You surely will, Kamalesh. Welcome to the panel. And lastly, I would like to ask Konstantinos. I hope I pronounced it correct, or else correct me if I'm wrong, to introduce himself.
For sure. Thank you. So hi guys, my name is Konstantinos Trigias. I'm from Cyprus. I'm a biological scientist with a specialty in genetics. I'm also honored to be an analog astronaut, and a small detail there, I was the first analog astronaut to go on a solo mission for a 7-day solo mission, so that was quite the experience. And right now I'm coming out of a workplace which was specifically for sales and marketing, and I am now focusing on proceeding for startups for the space sector in general, with a main focus on the terrestrial use for reasons I will later explain during the panel session. So excited to be here.
Welcome to the panel. I can clearly see the panel is quite interesting. We have different sectors and different experiences, but definitely only one dream to be in space one day. So we are connected with that dream together, and we will be there one day for sure. So I would like to kickstart with the actual panel session now. Now that we know each other, let's be friendly and let's get started. So today for this panel, I have first question. And before I start, I would like to also say something. We would be having like 1 minute timer. So don't get panicked if you see a timer like a ticking bomb on the screen. It's just for you to collect your thoughts and also put your words together and present yourself for a minute so that everyone can have a chance. Even if you don't have any answer or something, just let us know. We won't force you to say anything. And if you feel like you missed something on some questions and you want to add more points, you can always raise hands and let us know so that we can give you the chance. Okay. So the first question is, what technologies tested in analog missions have already reached real world use? Let us know who wants to go first, and then we can get started with that. Or if you want to repeat if you want me to repeat the question, just let me know. Okay, we have
All
our
right, I'll go
first.
first.
Okay, go ahead.
So the one technology which is already on space is 3D printing and 3D designing. They're also using it on the space station right now, as far as I understand, and that's quite important because when it comes to space, we have to build everything from scratch, and that's also I was interested in, and that was one of my main tasks when I was in analog space habitat. It also helped me to gain on how the whole, like 3D design process works and how long it takes to bring it, on live. So that's one of the technologies. And second would be trying to grow plants in different gravity. That's quite interesting because it can help us to analyze what kind of plant will be more better to grow in the space station and the Martian and lunar habitats.
I didn't know this makes such a noise.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. Let us give stage to Roxana. Yeah, Roxana.
Thank you. So I'm gonna take it from the previous.
Yeah, you
I'm
can call me
sorry.
Giri.
The previous panelist. So what experiment that we tested in simulation was already tested in real life, reached the real life. It didn't reach space, but for me, one of our first simulations, our first experiment that we tested in AATC was also the 3D printer. I remember the Zortrax was installed at that time for the EM Pole 1. And there are the competencies in 3D printing that our students tested that allow them 2 years later to fly a cube-shaped robot in zero-G flight. And then last year presented for IAC 2024. So that's an achievement for me that went from simulation to real life.
Thank you so much for your points. I would like to ask Konstantinos for presenting his views. Can you hear us? Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you're here.
Okay. Okay. Konstantinos, you raised your hand, so we want to hear your points.
Of course. Yeah, I also think the 3D printing thing is a very special technology that was tested, especially for on-site repairs, which is something very useful. I remember I had the experience to actually try and research how the 3D printer works in order to repair some camera stands and some sensory stands, which didn't go that well because I wasn't very well versed with 3D printing, but it was worth a try. But another technology that, especially in the health sector, is really big is health monitoring technologies. for example, respiratory rate devices or any other wearable that basically tracks anything with your physiology is something that is extremely important, especially in space, and that is used in the health sector today, and even in the sports sector and sports science. And to close off, because I see the timer ticking, I also wanted to say technologies that involve, of course,
Thank you so much for your points. We really agree with that as well. Besides, like all we say that 3D printing is used, but also the wearables that we are talking about, it is also very much used in one of the technologies. Agatha also wants to be a part of panel, so yeah, over to you, Agatha. Agatha, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Has anyone remembered kombucha? We
Yes,
produce
of course.
Of
Yeah,
course.
we use it for it.
nanomaterials.
We use it.
Yes, these nanomaterials in this year landed on International Space Station, the same
Wow.
that we produce in the habitat.
Congrats.
Everything started there, and we combined simply our nanomaterial produced by bacteria. We added mexin, and this was used as a smart band of non-invasive pulse monitoring of astronauts. So I'm very proud that something what was completely, we never imagined that this will be used, you know, and it was used and it was already in space. So I'm waiting for more.
Congratulations again. And we are really proud of kombucha. We are Team Kombucha as well because of Agatha and Analog Missions. I see, I would like to take 1 minute. I see Nasir here finally joined the panel. So if you guys don't mind, I would like to give him the stage to introduce himself and get started again.
Hello, good to be here. I'm Nasir, and I'm from Pakistan. I've been working with the Mars Society for over 2 years, and right now here in Pakistan, we're building an analog research station in one of the finest analogs, which is a desert here in Pakistan. So yeah, I'm excited to be here and exchange ideas and see what you guys are up to.
Great. Nasir, now that you are a bit late, I would like to fill you in with details. We already started with the panel, and we are at the first question of what technologies tested in analog missions have already reached real world use. So we use our hand gestures to raise our hands if we want to add points to it. And we had quite good perspectives raised already. And now we would like to hear more from Kamlesh. Also, if you want to add more points to it, you can let us know.
Sure.
Over to you, Kamlesh.
Yeah, yes, like as you said regarding the first thing which comes to our mind is 3D printing. Even in our studies, we use 3D printing for using a lunar regolith as a simulant, and then we made a doom for it for the structure building. And also apart from that, one more main thing is technologies like water recovery, because the life support is one of the main thing in space station mainly. So the water recovery and the recycling systems, which recycles like 90% of water already which is exist in the ISS, and which using the distillation and filtration units. And this real space like it counterparts the analog systems like hydroloop and vortex prototypes which is already there. Thank you.
Well, great point added, Kamlesh. Really, apart from 3D printing, water recovery is really very required. And thank you for adding that point to the panel question. Um, do anyone want to add more to this question? Yes, no? I think I will take that as a no then. Um, let's get forward with the second question that we have. So the second question is, how can analog missions de-risk innovation for space, Earth, and Earth applications? The panel is all yours. You can raise your hands, then I can pick one by one to answer those
Can
questions.
you repeat the question, please?
Yes, sure. So, how can analog missions de-risk innovation for space Earth and Earth applications? We already have one contender here. Konstantinos, over to you.
Thank you. So essentially, these analog missions are, I mean, comparatively to actual space missions, they are very low risk, and much more importantly, they're much cheaper than to actually risk failure in actual space conditions. And also, because of the controlled conditions, a lot of technologies can be tested very thoroughly with a lot of parameters, while also giving a lot of data for the specific technology being tested through these highly considered conditions, which is highly important, and it actually serves for a lot of niches and potential risks that the technology might suffer during such missions. So it's a very great way to test new technologies and innovative stuff.
I totally agree with that point, Konstantinos. For sure, like it's low risk, and we can really add a lot of parameters to the test cases and edge cases. Of course, we cannot like replicate space, but definitely we can do a lot of testing on Earth. I see Boris raising his hands from Mars. Yes, Boris, over to you.
Hello. So I am wondering about specific scenarios for analog missions, and one that comes up to mind is the EVAs, where we are currently having some tests with human and robotic teaming for future space mining scenarios. We can have like collaboration with earthly based businesses, for instance, mining businesses. And I would also like to reiterate the testing mechanisms, because with the Vegan-Out missions, we specifically designed the missions to test the hardware developed and also the protocols. I believe that we should discuss the protocols which are not technology, but they are connected to the scenarios.
That's a good point that has been added to the panel question, Boris. Really, I really like that point that protocols should be also tested. I see Girinath, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much. One thing, recently what I kind of understood when I talk with investors or anyone outside of the space industry, de-risking is really important factor on building confidence for the stakeholders. No matter what Agatha is doing or Boris is doing, it plays a significant importance when it comes for the stakeholders. It also builds a confidence back here on Earth and also in space. So that's something which makes a big difference in analog space habitats. And also back here on Earth, we work on a lot of innovative technologies, and it also makes the technology so much fail-proof. So this can be really, helpful when it comes to building confidence of the general public and also the stakeholders.
I totally agree with that point because it's not only about the space missions, but it's a teamwork, and having confidence between both the parties is really required for both to be in sync and work together. Yeah, Nasir, over to you.
Yeah, so one thing I'll add here is, EVAs in an analog environment, they help scientists understand how humans will perform in extreme environments. It also teaches us how about safety, how to go outside, do the EVA, collect samples, how to use the communication systems, how we are going to test our spacesuits, how the life support system is going to work, and most importantly, how humans or the astronauts are going to collaborate with the technology. I mean, if I give you my example, last year in December, we did this presumed analog, although we don't have an analog research facility here in Pakistan, but we presumed we were in a terrain that looked like Mars. It has all the similarities. I mean, geomorphological history and the red desert. It looks like we were on Mars. So we had this thing that will go out. There was this big mud volcano, and we thought that we'll go climb that mud volcano, retrieve a few samples from the vent, which were the like geological samples. So it was a long, tough climb to the top. It was windy, it was slippery, and our teams collected some real geological samples from the mud of the live volcano, believing that it had some extremophiles. We believe that the similar extremophiles might exist on the beneath the surface of Mars. So just like astronauts would do on actual mission on Mars. So during that mission, I accidentally slept into that live vent of that mud volcano, but I was safely rescued on time. So what it did showed us that training and adequate safety protocols, they do matter in analog missions, and that would prepare humans for the unknown risk in the faraway worlds. So I would say EVAs and like at the research station give us a realistic field training to the analog astronauts, preparing both humans as well as the equipment, the space tech for the actual planetary exploration.
Thank you so much, Nasir. It really does make a point. Also, I would like to add one more thing. I don't know. I mean, I didn't make it. I didn't let you know. We have like a 1 minute timer, so we time our perspective for 1 minute. I just gave you a chance to finish because I like the way you presented the point because it was important. But then we will try to like have a concise answer of 1 minute from the next
Thanks for
question.
letting me know.
No worries. Kamlesh, over to you.
Yes, when it comes to this risk and habitats and EVA, like in most of the analog missions, like IP, IAAS and other astronautical institutes have special training for to EVA, because in my astronaut studies, even we study about the EVAs part by part, everything. So it gives you more knowledge how to handle a suit and how to wear a suit and how to maintain a suit. These are one of the things which is foremost for a astronaut to learn in his initial stages, because the suit is gonna save your life when you step out of an habitat. So how well you know everything about the suit is more important there before stepping out of a habitat. So that is one of the key point which I see. And once you step out, the timer kicks on. In a real space, the oxygen will be in count. In your training section in a like in analog institutes or anywhere, there'll be a very big oxygen tank will be there, so it not gonna over. So in a training there won't be a problem for you, but in a real life, when you step out of a habitat zone, that the timer gonna kick on. So even because since I did scuba diving, which is a similar of a space training, so there's a timer goes up, like within 45 minutes or 30 minutes the tank gonna go. So the time management is very important for an astronaut once he step out of the zone and collect the samples and return to the base on time, which is one of the major thing which I see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the points that you add, Kamlesh. Definitely, management is really important in our current life as well. So does in space. Agatha, I see your hands raised. Yeah.
I wanted to add biodiversity. By diversity, I mean that we test the same procedure, the same kind of prototypes by many people from different countries, from different cultures. And this is far more detailed than astronaut training, because for astronauts, this is only a few people working on that. So by increasing number of people testing something, it is increasing the quality of the procedure, of the protocol, and of the testing issue. Thank you.
Definitely. Over to you, Roxana.
Thank you. Going back to the de-risking during analog missions, it's all about it. I believe that this is the core of an analog mission. De-risking is being able to multiply the times of reproducing same protocol with low risks, being able to introduce, to reorganize a same mission, maybe in the same environment with the same crew, multiple times, because you have the opportunity and it's lower costs and lower risk also, because the environment on Earth, even if it's analog for space, it's more safe. So I believe that analog missions is all about de-risking.
Definitely. Well point added, Roxana. And in time. Thank you so much. Do anyone wants to add more perspective on this question? I take that as a no. And let's move forward with the third question.
Celia wanted to say something. Celia wanted to say.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Very
so much,
simple.
Agatha.
I hope very quickly I can not
No
do it.
worries, no worries.
The point is, for me, is also this risking is there are different types of risk, no? And then the different type of simulations. I think it's very, very important that people have this experience, the different experience, but also the risk could be as a part of the time management and the protocol, but it's also depending also on the people, no? What we were talking about. The simulation is important to see that people can provoke unconsciously risky and some more or less.
Definitely. I would like to, I'm very intrigued by this question. So I would like to add one more point in here. During my analog mission, we all were like professionals working in like different industries, and we were a part of the team. So we were too mature to know each other. Like, you know, someone is needing space or someone really is going through something, but that also didn't help us because after some time in the space mission, it gets really heavy. So because we have our brains together with us, and it also goes through a lot of mood swings and a lot of different things, it gets heavy. No matter how mature you are, no matter how professional you are, it's difficult. So definitely, as you mentioned, having team members to rely on is also important. So yeah, I really like the point that you had, Celia. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get started with the third question. What role do startups play compared to established aerospace companies in this field? I repeat, what role do startups play compared to established aerospace companies in this field? I see Girinath already raised his hand. Go ahead, Girinath.
Thank you so much. The main thing startups play uh, it- on creating a new innovative products. That's the main thing they play, because when it comes to very established companies, they often go with the paperwork, and it takes so much time to bring the product on development itself. But the startups, they always go with trial and error, and they don't have to go with higher levels and so much bureaucracy and paperwork. That's something about startups. Startups like this also depends upon where the startup is based on. Like the Asian countries, they have like a more better market than the European ones, because even recently I was in European Space Policy Conference. Europe still has a lot to catch up, but the startups in Asia play a big role in space and also creating things, and also North American region as well. So
Well, point added. Um, Over to Boris.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, as a founder of a couple of startups, I must say that we are creative. We are creating a product, which is not necessarily the case with established companies who already have a product, have a market for this product. And space is serious business. In space, anything can kill you. A small glitch can destroy the whole mission. So there is a lot of questions of safety. With startups, at least in the analog missions, we have more space and time to imagine how would life on another planet or in low Earth orbit become. So we can propose more creative solutions to whatever huge companies with huge budgets have.
I mean, we are already looking at one startup here in the panel already having AR, VR sessions with us. So that definitely also says that it really plays an important role when it comes to in this space industry. Agatha, over to you.
I wanted to say as a startup that startups, they have different motivation, first of all. They really want to develop and they put many cards, all of heart, everything, on the plate. So this motivation can allow them to grow even despite many problems on the market. Then, of course, until some time. Another thing is faster decision making. So for startup, it is much easier to make a pivot in development because the team is very small. So it is one meeting, two meetings, and they can completely change the way to space. So especially for some fast projects, if you want to be the first on the market, this is really good.
I totally agree. Over to you, Kamlesh.
Yes, like startups is a boon for everybody because new ideas are being fearlessly come to the market through startups. Like ideas are the main thing. They come up with a new ideas which a big company were fear to touch, and they have a possible solution for each and every idea they come up with. And once they pitch into the market, they have a small scale of people around them, and it is easy for them to monitor the workflow, the pipeline, and everything. So it minimizes the cost estimation, as well as it the group of people together with more coordination and monitoring and tracking everything, which leads a project more successful than established company. So I see that's a win-win for a startup.
I truly agree. But I also feel like, I don't know, I want to add one more point here. Now that I have done my analog astronaut training, I really want to have a startup in place for which it's like a switch from my engineering career to a startup career. And I feel when I look at this established aerospace industries, I feel I'm very small in front of them. So the one thing that they have, which we don't have, is confidence, because as a startup there are a lot of things that are there on your plate and you want to make it success, but at the same time you have to look for your own market, you have to look for your own confidence and also the backfire. If something goes wrong you have to take it on yourself. So I feel yes, it plays an important role, but I feel that is also one more side of this question that is also a struggle sometimes, because there is a lot of things on stake for you as a startup. Yeah. Over to Konstantinos.
Thank you. First of all, I want to echo the fact that startups are much more flexible than already established players for many reasons. A main reason, which is unfortunately money. Uh, I'm pretty sure you guys know that established players have quotas to meet, they have shareholders that need to be pleased, so they don't really have that ability to start a new project, which could end up being a disaster. So, but the good thing about these big players is if a startup does well, they are able to facilitate the growth and the expansion into the industrial scale. So I think that startups and already established players, the great thing about both of them is the the potential for cooperation, because you can't really have one without the other. So startups are essentially for the new ideas, and the established players is for the establishment per se. So yeah.
Definitely, that's what I wanted to say as well. Like, yeah, good point added that money plays an important role. Definitely, it plays an important role because startup cannot be a startup without investors, for sure. So I agree. Yeah.
And politics. And
And
politics. Sorry.
politics. Yeah.
And yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why we go towards startups, right? To make a faster way without politics and move forward. Exactly. Um, Do we have anyone else who wants to add points to this? I see Nasir, you had your hands raised.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what I
go
would
ahead.
add to this is for the established company, their biggest strength is also their disadvantage, obviously their size. But with the small startups, they bring agility, they bring innovation, and they can test all the things which might have taken them for months. They could do that in weeks. I mean, if we give example of other analogs such as Mars Desert Research Station, MDRS, or Lunaris, we see that we have small teams here. We have those young people who are in their early careers. They have bold ideas. It might have taken months for established companies to test and validate and like approve that in front of investors that is this idea is going to work. But these people in a small analog, in a small environment, they could like push that research, like get people on board and see if that thing works. So that thing really adds up on this. That I would say that the fine balance here would be that the startup's going to push the innovation while the big institution can ensure that it's safe and it's scalable.
I totally agree. Oh, well, we have our own AATC as well, who finished 100 analog missions. So that is also like a big point here that Agatha and Mud, they already have so many missions done, and so many big minds and intellectual analog astronauts have been raised from these analog missions. So we can see how scalable that can be and how far we can go with that as well. Yeah. I represent AATC, so definitely yes. Konstantinos, you want to add more point?
No, I think this was raised from the previous question, so I
Oh,
apologize for
okay.
that.
No worries, no worries. Does anyone want to add more points to this question? So we have two questions left, and I see that we have 10 minutes left, and we also need to summarize the meeting. So I would like to go with maybe I will declare both the questions and then let panel decide which one we want to go ahead with, because they both are really good questions. So I will let you decide. So the first question that we have is how do analog missions attract investors and partners to early stage technologies? And the second question, which market sector beyond space, that is healthcare, energy, robotics, environment, benefit most from analog driven innovation? Who is in the favor of first question? And who is in the favor of second question? Because it was difficult for me. Those both questions are really good questions. Okay,
Very
Girnath,
complex too.
exactly, yeah, because one is investors, another is market, and we
Partners.
both
Yeah.
need, yeah, exactly. So Girnath added in the chat he wants to go ahead with second. Maybe we can use chat to poll. Okay, okay, it is 2:1. Okay, we have one.
One plus two.
Yeah, as I said, I'm in the favor of both. So our votes are nullified, Agatha.
You mean I can start? I will be short as always. For
No, no,
invest,
no. What I meant is our vote is nullified. We are in the favor of both, but uh, yeah, we want to wait for more polls to get added to select the question, if that's okay with you.
maybe let's just answer the questions and we will see who will be answering for investors, who will be answering for the...
Oh, that's also a good point. Agatha, being
Because it's
Agatha,
much easier
definitely.
and faster.
For sure,
Mm.
sure. Go ahead.
So if I have now a voice, I would start with my history with investors. They usually are interested in a whole business, so they want to. They are indicating that if we have increased marketing, we can earn much more money and so on. But as you know, AATC is not for business. But for example, in case of Lunares, investor really wanted to make business out of it. And which market? I think many markets they can use. It depends on what type of the mission we organize, what kind of the objectives we have. So for example, I believe that especially sustainability now can be used by several markets. We have W's applications that can be also developed in analog missions, and you know the world is not safe now, so we need to think in this way too. So I would say that, yeah, analog missions are really covering a lot. And with investors, it is not really easy, I must say. It is not really easy because we are not really a good target. We are not producing something, yes, besides training. Thank you.
I definitely agree. Although I don't have any startups, but I definitely agree with that because I've seen struggles from everyone. And yes.
Constant commented that yes, that we can sell data, and that's true. There are some people interested in selling data from analog missions. Thank you, Konstantinos, for this comment.
Over to you, Girinath.
For me, you know, like both of these are intertwined together because space industry is interconnected with multiple industries. You know, like we can find investors everywhere, but it's all about making a viable product in space industry. If I understood the questions correctly, I work in a healthcare company, and also the main thing what the companies need is more like a solution or a product, and then they can invest on it. And space is always, you know, like we are a little bit curious and we go with more like theoretical and more like with theory, you know. It's not like we have the product in hand. We already need an investor, so even to test all these products. So it's kind of more like interconnected, where investors want to invest, and if they have some really like a big problem going on, like a crisis in health industry on how to find answer for a certain type of protein on how it reacts in space, then they have to approach us to find the solution for it. Or if we have the solution, we can sell it to them to make sure they understand the problem. Yep, that's my quick take on both of these questions.
But we lost Priyanka.
Yes, and we lost Priyanka.
Okay, she's back.
Yes, she's back.
But we can continue, I believe.
Yes, and that's my take on both of these questions, because yep, it's like quite important for investors to know where they are investing in, because space is always not like a short-term goal. It's always a long-term goal, because projects takes more time to develop and gets implemented get implemented in space. So yeah.
Really sorry about the glitch. I had no idea. I was just kicked out without any control. Sorry.
Yeah, no
I'm back.
worries. I kind of gave my answer on both the questions, you know.
Okay. Over to Roxana.
Thank you. I'm going to put the head of the head of partnerships, because that's what I am also for the IPSA Toulouse campus. And from my point of view, analog missions attract all kind of actors, because once it's a very innovative kind of laboratory, as much for physical experiments as for social experiments. I discovered through analog missions the space ethology. I didn't know that it exists. The fact that you will study the way of people interacting in an isolated environment, and that was for submarines before, or for caves, or for military missions, but they started to study it for analog missions, and that's very important because it's a way to prepare for real space missions. So you have actors like real scientists, and you have actors like private societies of all sizes, because they are acting and reacting on what analog missions can bring to them. And it's important to sell the way they can have the data. The faster they can have the data, the better it is for them. Sorry.
Definitely. No worries, no worries. So I would like to inform the panel that we have 2 minutes left. So, and we have two participants who really want to talk about this question. So we would use 30 seconds maybe, and then we can summarize the panel in 1 minute, Agatha, if that's okay. Over to you, Konstantinos.
Constantine, you can take your time. Like, it's all right.
Oh, you can add your points in the chat, maybe, Nasir. We will really read that as well. Yeah, Konstantinos, go forward.
Yeah, just a quick comment for the the attraction for investors for this. A quick comment on that. I would argue that all the previous questions pretty much summed up.
Oh, I think we lost him.
Konstantin.
Agatha, maybe it's time for you to
Yes.
summarize then.
I just wanted to thank you all for participation, and thank you our listeners. If you have any comments, contact us and we will distribute all this information between us, and we'll try to answer you. Thank you so much one more time.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you,
try our
Agatha.
best.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
Agatha.
having
Miss
us.
you.
So much.
Miss you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you all.
thank you. Bye.
Bye, Priyanka.
Bye.